Active Directory is the backbone of many enterprise networks, managing identities, authentication, and centralized administration. In this video, we'll walk through installing Active Directory domain services and domain name system on Windows Server 2016. Active Directory domain services at DDS requires specific server configuration, networking settings, and administrative privileges before installation and promotion to a domain controller DC. Before you install the ADDS role, make sure you have the following. Number 1. Server configuration. Operating system. A supported version of Windows Server is required, for example, Windows Server 2012, 2016, 2019, 2022, or 2025. Static IP address. You must assign a static IP version for address to the server. Using a dynamic DHCP address can cause clients to lose connection to the domain controller if the IP changes. Hostname. Set a descriptive, permanent computer name, for example, DC server before promotion, as changing it afterward can cause temporary outages. Number 2. Networking and DNS. DNS infrastructure. ADDS relies heavily on DNS if a DNS server does not already exist. The ADDS installation wizard can automatically install and configure the DNS server role on the DC. Connectivity. If you are adding a DC to an existing forest or domain, the server must have reliable network connectivity to existing DCs, specifically the Schema Master and Infrastructure Master. Number 3. Administrative privileges. The credentials required depend on the deployment scenario. New forest. You must be a local administrator on the server. Existing domain. You must be a member of the domain admins group. New child domain, tree. You must be a member of the enterprise admins group. Schema changes. If the installation requires running adprep.exe to prepare an older forest for a newer OS, you need schema admin and enterprise admin rights. Number 4. Deployment considerations. Domain name. Choose a valid, unique, fully qualified domain name FQDN, for example, css.org or css.local. Avoid using single label names like just CSS. DSRM password. You must have a strong password ready for the directory services restore mode DSRM, which is used for offline maintenance or disaster recovery. Functional levels. Ensure existing domain and forest functional levels are at least Windows Server 2003 or higher before adding modern DCs. Install ADDS using Server Manager. Go to Start menu and open Server Manager. On the Server Manager dashboard menu, select Local Server. To assign a static IP address, click the blue text next to your Ethernet adapter. Now you right-click your Ethernet adapter and select Properties. Turn off Internet Protocol version 6 by unchecking the box beside of it. Now select Internet Protocol version 4, then click Properties. Enter your desired IP information. In this demonstration, I am going to use Class A IP address. Now, tick Use the following IP address. For our IP address, we use 10.11.12.2. For our subnet mask, it will be automatically become to 55.0.0.0. For the default gateway, we will use 10.11.12.1. For the preferred DNS server, we will use 10.11.12.2. To save our settings, click OK and close Ethernet properties. Close Network Connections window. Again, on the Server Manager dashboard menu, let's change our host name into something unique and easy to identify. Now click the blue text next to your computer name. To change our computer name, click Change. In the computer name, type your desired host name. For this demonstration, we are going to use DC Server. Now click OK. Now, you must restart your computer. To apply these changes, click OK. Then close and click Restart Now to apply changes. To continue our ADDS role installation, on the Server Manager, click Add Roles and Features. On the Before You Begin screen, click Next. On the Select Installation Type screen, select Role-Based or Feature-Based Installation and click Next. On the Select Destination Server screen, select a server from the server pool, then click Next. Check the box to the left of Active Directory Domain Services. On the Add Roles and Features Wizard dialog box, click Add Features. Check the box to the left of DNS Server. On the Add Roles and Features Wizard dialog box, click Add Features. Now click Next. On the Select Features screen, make sure that .NET Framework 4.6 features 2 of 7 installed. and Group Policy Management is selected and checked. Then click Next. On the ADDS screen, click Next. On the DNS server screen, click Next. To install the following roles, services, or features on selected server, click Install. Let's wait until the installation is finished. Before we close the Add Roles and Features and wizard, let's promote our server to be a domain controller by clicking Promote this server to a domain controller. On the Deployment Configuration screen, select Add a new forest. Then type the DNS name for the new domain in root domain name, for example, css.local, and click Next. On the forest and domain functional level, make sure you select Windows Server 2016. Under Directory Services, restore modeDS RM password. Enter in a complex password that is unique to this server. For this demonstration, let's use our local administrator password and click Next. On the DNS options screen, click Next. Note: ignore the parent zone delegation warning on top of the screen. It will be created during initial Active Directory installation. On the Additional Options screen, click Next. On the Location for Database folder, Log Files folder and sysvol folder path screen, click Next. On the Review Options screen, you can also verify some parameters. If it's OK to you, then click Next. On the Prerequisites check screen, review some warnings and errors, if any. If all prerequisites checks pass successfully, then click Install to start Domain Controller promotion. When the Active Directory installation finishes, the server will automatically restart. Take note, a long startup time after installing Active Directory domain services or software updates is usually caused by the system configuring new, complex services, updating network configurations, or performing post-installation database initialization. Here are the primary reasons for this delay. Active Directory Domain Services Initialization. Installing Active Directory Domain Services turns a regular server into a domain controller. Upon the first reboot, it must initialize the Active Directory database, configure DNS services, and establish sysvol replication, which can take considerable time. DNS configuration delays. Active Directory relies heavily on DNS. If the server is still trying to locate other domain controllers or is waiting for its own DNS service to start, it can cause the applying computer settings or boot screen to hang. Network and service dependencies. The server may be waiting for network connectivity to verify Active Directory credentials or waiting for dependent services like DHCP or DNS to start, delaying the final boot sequence. Security policies and updates. Post-installation. Windows often applies new security policies, updates driver signatures, or runs optimization tasks, which can pause the boot process. Hardware bottlenecks. If the server is running on older hardware or a slow hard drive HDD, The heavy disk activity involved in setting up the new database will cause significant delays. So please be patient. The first-time boot after a domain controller promotion or major Active Directory update can take around 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your system's speed or components. Once the server is finally rebooted, log into server using domain admin credential, and let's verify the domain controller server. From here, you can see that you are about to log in to your domain controller. This is an indication that you have successfully installed and configured Active Directory domain services. At this point, we can now see the role ADDS and DNS installed in our Server Manager dashboard page. We can now verify the domain controller configuration through Tools on Server Manager page. Open Active Directory users and computers from the Tools options. On the Active Directory users and computers, select your newly created domain controller. In our case, we have css.local, as you can see. Here are the list of our newly installed directories. Now click Action from the top menu, and then select Properties. If you can see, both domain and forest functional level are set to Windows Server 2016. It means you have successfully installed and configured Active Directory domain services. Now click OK, then close Active Directory users and computers. Now, let's go ahead to complete our DNS configuration. Click on Tools from the Server Manager and select DNS. On the DNS Manager, double-click your DNS server. Expand your DNS server and reverse lookup zones. Now we need to create a reverse lookup zone for the domain. Right-click on Reverse Lookup Zones and then select New Zone. On the New Zone wizard screen, click Next. On the Zone Type screen, remain selected the primary zone, then click Next. On the Active Directory Zone Replication Scope screen, remain selected the To all DNS servers running on domain controllers in this domain, then click Next. On the Reverse Lookup Zone name screen, remain selected IPv for Reverse Lookup Zone, then click Next. On the Network ID, type your first 3 octets of your IP address. For this demonstration, we are going to put the following: on the Dynamic Update screen, remain selected Allow only secure dynamic updates recommended for Active Directory. Then click Next. On the Completing the New Zone wizard screen, click Finish. Now, we need to create a new pointer for our DNS server. To do that, expand your newly created reverse lookup zone. Then right-click on the empty space. Then select New Pointer PTR. In the new Resource Record page, complete your server's host IP address and hostname section. For this demonstration, we are going to put number 2 for our host IP address, while we have to put DC server for our host name. Then put check. Allow any authenticated user to update all DNS records with the same name, then click OK. Now, let's update our associated pointer PTR record. To update an associated pointer PTR record in our DNS, locate the corresponding forward lookup zone, which in my case, css.local. Then right-click on the corresponding host A record, which in my case, DC server. Open its properties and check the box Update Associated Pointer PTR record. Then click Apply and OK. Now, it's time to close the DNS Manager. On the Server Manager dashboard, select Local Server from the menu. We need to do some changes in our IPv for IP address properties. Click the blue text next to your Ethernet adapter. Now you right-click your Ethernet adapter and select Properties. Now, select Internet Protocol version 4 and click Properties. Now, let's modify our preferred DNS server. From 1 to 7.0.0.1 to 10.11.12.2, then click OK and close. To save our settings, now, close Network Connections window and Server Manager. Now, let's test our DNS server with NSLookup. To launch the Run command, on your keyboard, press the Windows key and R simultaneously. On the Run command, type PowerShell and then click OK. Or press Enter on your keyboard. On the PowerShell, type NSLookup, then press Enter. Now, let's try typing our domain name, which is in my case, css.local, then press Enter. Also, let's try our host name, which is in my case, DC server, then press Enter. Then lastly, let's try our IP address, which is in my case, 10.11.12.2, then press Enter. If all the replies shows no errors, like DNS request timed out or server failed, this is an indication that you have successfully installed and configured your DNS server. Congratulations! You have successfully completed installing and configuring Active Directory Domain Services (DDS) and Domain Name Services (DNS). For our next demonstration, we are about to install and configure our next server role, which is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol (DHCP) in our Windows Server 2016.